In August of 1975, 9-year-old Lila Adair vanished from her grandfather's farm during the county fair weekend. No screams, no blood. Just a bicycle left tipped on its side, its wheels still spinning. For 50 years, the town of St. Anselm blamed the wind, the woods, the whispers of madness in the old man's eyes. But last month, during a barn demolition, they found something buried in the dirt, and it rewrote everything. St. Anselm, Montana summer 1975 DAY golden wheat fields stretch for miles. The sun is high, cicadas buzz. A girl's laughter echoes as Lila Adair, 9, rides her red bicycle down a gravel path, dust kicking behind her like a comet tail. She's all freckles, long braids, and wonder. She's headed to Miller's Pond, where the other kids swim. But she never makes it. That afternoon, the bike is found behind the barn on her grandfather's farm. Tires still warm. Interview. Audio tape transcript. 1975. Sheriff Walt Kingsley, age 54. We searched the entire property. 30 men, dogs, helicopter from Helena. Not one damn footprint, not a shred of clothing. And Hal, her grandfather, he just kept saying, she's with her mother now. Int. Grandpa Hal's farmhouse night. 1975 old wallpaper peels. A single lamp glows. Achiel Adair, 72, sits in his rocking chair, unmoving. He hasn't shaved. He hasn't slept. Sheriff Kingsley, agitated. Where is she, Hal? Hal. Quiet, haunted. She followed the music. I told her not to. I told her. Journal entry. Lila's notebook, found in her room, August 3, 1975. There's a melody in the corn at night. Grandpa doesn't hear it. I think it's Mama. She's calling me. St. Anselm is a town that still leaves its doors unlocked. Or at least, it was. After Lila disappeared, that changed. Parents held tighter. Fairs canceled. The church bells rang for 7 days, but no body. No ransom, no answers. Some believed Lila had drowned in Miller's Pond and her body was dragged off by wildlife. Others whispered about Hal, a quiet man with a war scar and eyes too tired for a second tragedy, because in 1967, his daughter Rose Adair, Lila's mother, had also vanished. St. Anselm present day. May 2025, when the Adair barn was condemned. In spring 2025, the new landowners hired a demolition crew. The plan was to flatten the structure and put up solar panels. The excavator cracked into the floor and bled. Human remains discovered beneath historic Adair barn. FBI now involved. The remains, unearthed during routine demolition, appear to belong to multiple individuals, some possibly children. Identification is pending, but the discovery has reopened the 1975 disappearance of Lila Adair, among other cold cases. Int. Forensic LABFB, I Agent Kara Hunter, 45, speaking to press. We found evidence of a sealed root cellar beneath the barn. It had been filled with lime and reinforced with concrete. What's strange is that the entrance wasn't accessible from inside. It was hidden behind a false hay trough, with a padlock from the inside. Edna Grayson, 78. I used to babysit Hal's girls, Rose and Bonnie. After Rose vanished, he never spoke of her again. And Bonnie left town the next week. The Adairs? They were always kind, but there was grief soaked into that land. You could feel it in the dirt. Diaceovi among the remains. A tiny shoe. A child's hair ribbon. And a cracked porcelain music box, still playing a broken lullaby. Deanna confirmed one skeleton belonged to Rose Adair, Lila's mother. Her remains had been buried beneath the barn since 1967, but Layla's DNA wasn't there. Not yet. Int. Local Sheriff's Office present AY Sheriff June Corrigan, who inherited the job from Walt Kingsley, opens a dusty file. She lays out faded Polaroids, old missing persons reports, and a handwritten letter marked 1975 for the day they find the truth. I did what I had to do. I saw what they became after the music came. It wasn't a person. It was a hunger in the shape of someone we loved. First Rose, then Leela tried to follow. The corn doesn't grow right anymore. I can still hear her singing under the boards. What did Hal mean by hunger in the shape of someone we loved? Was it metaphor, madness, or something much darker? Forensics revealed something impossible. 10 sets of remains beneath the barn. Only 3 ever reported missing. 7 had no matching identities in any known records. 1 skull bore surgical dental work, not common until the 1980s, years after the barn was sealed. How? Interview FBI agent Kara Hunter. The cellar was reinforced and locked from the inside. There was no access except through that hidden chute. But the bodies, they date across decades. Some as recent as the late 90s. Int Hunter's motel room. An IGHT agent. Hunter listens to the lullaby from the music box on repeat. A pattern, not random. A melody. 5 notes. Played twice, she cross-references. It with something pulled from a separate case file. A 1974 unsolved case in Nebraska where 3 kids vanished and a music box was left spinning on the doorstep. Same 5 notes. Cassette recording found in Adam Cullen's truck. 1998 cold case. Cullen, distorted voice. It lives in places people forget. In empty houses, in root cellars. It comes when you call with music. I saw her face. It looked like my sister, but it wasn't. It smiled too wide. It wanted to be let in. I locked it down. God help me, I buried the song with it. Final discovery. Underneath the last section of concrete, hidden in the hollow post of the barn's central beam, workers found a child's drawing, protected in wax paper. A stick figure farm. A red bicycle. A barn with a black hole drawn beneath it. Above it all, a woman's face. Wide-eyed, mouth open, and one phrase written in a child's handwriting. She looks like Mama, but she's not. Leela Adair was never found. But the investigation, now stretching across 4 states, has linked the barn discovery to at least 15 other missing persons cases, each with eerie common threads. A song, a missing girl, a sealed place beneath ground. Int. OLD. Audio LABFB, ISBCIALISD. Lullaby is fed through an audio spectrograph. The melody isn't just music. It encodes coordinates. Back to St. Anselm, back to where the Adair cornfield still refuses to grow. Lila followed the music. 50 years later, the town finally hears what she heard. But some songs should never be played again. If you have any information on the disappearances linked to the Adair farm, please contact the FBI's Cold Case Division. A $50,000 reward is being offered for credible leads. Sources: Cologne St. Anselm Register Archives, 1975 to 2025, BI Case Files. #4429C, Adair Farm Investigation, The Cold Song, a forensic audio study. 22.5 Lost After Dark. Subscribe for more forgotten stories.